everybody. So today I want to talk about my experience of obviously falling out with my doctor. I mean, I've always had a thing about doctors. I always grew up surrounding them, and I think it's just a common thing that I always have to go through since I was young. But the thing now is this year I could have the realization that hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with me because I always thought there's something wrong with me. But fundamentally, I definitely had something wrong with me. It's why my mom was like, "Oh, I have to send you to the psychiatrist and the psychologist," which is all bullshit because my house is haunted and it's not my fault that I hear shit and I see things that aren't there, and partially the voices could just be, you know, I guess just bad energy. But basically, I still am still as sick as I was, probably since that breaking point. I was just in 22 or something. Then I was thinking yeah, it's just something that I have to live with, and I don't think it ever will ever go away. I don't think I would ever feel like I don't really have to not hear my voices. Sometimes they help me too, so it's cool. And then I just feel like I just like people that really doesn't want me, and I feel there's always some effect because I feel like maybe the person really wants me, and I just don't think like that because after a lot of rejection I face from people that I generally admit that I like, I feel like I thought of myself that nobody could ever really want me. So boom, in my front of my face is always doctors because I have a lot of appointments. I starting to see back my psychologist, and now I have a medicine doctor, and he's the medicine doctor that I literally fell in love with. And as I said, to really not get people to think that he's really loving me too, and that we are in a relationship. We aren't, but I feel like I fell in love because I'm just that delusional, and all I keep doing is just daydreaming and thinking that it's real when I don't even actually feel like it is, but it's still really just strongly held in my mind. My mom be like, okay, you're someone to me, I'll always think about you, always think about kissing you, I think about every single romantic thing. And he literally acts like that, and I feel it's really just something that I would personally love to think that it's a good thing. But then also I struggle with feelings of depression and feeling you know so low about myself. And I usually could just not feel depressed, but when I started to think about things like other people, or just the random feeling that I get when I'm alone, and that just feeling like shit, I would start to think that I'm less than myself. It's just pretty much every single time because I feel like sometimes I'm not real, especially this year. And then I told myself that people aren't really real because I'm not real. I feel like that's the logic, but I don't really think about that all the time, or even if I feel like that, I don't even really care. I'll just go on my day because I'm pretty much psychopathic. I've known my doctor that I have a crush on ever probably since last year, and I think it might have been more than last year, but I keep forgetting because I'm thinking those past few years weren't really real. And then I felt like I died at 12 years old because everybody was saying oh, it's just the world gonna end, and I didn't really know that people were talking about that until I kind of read things on the internet. And apparently I go on the internet and I end up on the wrong side, which is all the bad stuff, and I'm like, okay. I mean, those kind of news really is traumatizing, but I'm kind of glad it happens to me because I feel like I'm kind of used to disturbing things ever since I was a kid. So I'm okay, that's probably for me, but it's not especially for me. But I'm thinking I can handle it. But yeah, so then I felt every since my job is always in education. Recently, I always enter schools, and I'm I literally felt like I was one of them, and I was happy with my friends, but I definitely don't have friends, and I just think I'm definitely not a kid, but I feel like this is amazing. I feel like I've never entered a school in my whole life. I just feel so crazy about schools, and yeah, so and then I just started to think this is insane. As you guys know, I'm aroace, which means like I hardly feel any romantic or sexual attraction to people, and it still holds because even though I admittedly say that I'm in love with my doctor, I don't really feel it like 100%, which is part of being aroace. But I feel like it's not a really prominent thing, like, so it's really hard for me to even feel like it's something that is worth holding on to, which is why I feel like kind of gave up on relationships, and I feel like I'm okay alone, and it's not something that people should feel upset about, because it's who I am. So every single time I would enter the room, I would always see him, and he's always going to be staring at me, and he's always asking me how I am. Like recently, I could not remember how it was last year. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like an how are you, but because I feel like maybe he's used to me, he's always gonna ask me that question every single time I enter the room. Now I'm like, okay, I'm good. Recently I came to my senses and think like I said that, and I really did say that. But I always feel around him like it's something different. Like I feel like I already know him from the past life, and as you guys know, I have a mole on my hand, which is gonna tell you guys now because apparently I didn't share with you guys, but I do have a mole on my hand, and it means that I'm a fully reincarnated person. Especially if you have a mole on your left arm, you definitely know that this is your last life. At least for me, I fully believe this is my last life. I saw that his arm doesn't have a mole on his left arm, so I don't even know if he's gonna search for me when he gets like when he dies, or like he gets another life, because people just have past lives, and in this life they go to another person. So I think he will find me, but the thing is I know that I'm gonna go after I die. He can't really find me anymore. I'll talk about my past life in a video. Basically, I'm just saying like it's really hard to not fall in love with someone. Like there's always this stranger crush you have on a train or the bus, but then I have to see him every single time. Like I see him like monthly, but I have to see him every single time, and he always stares in my soul like really deeply, and I'm like, this is just really hard. And just a normal like visit to your doctor, and the person, the doctor just stares at you, and it's like you can literally fall in love because you have to listen to what he's saying, and like it's hard because then I really confessed to him like he got really nice eyes, and I put it on the letter, and he saw that, and it's like I think he was like saying thank you, and that's the thing that I really hate, because every single time I would go and have a appointment with him in the same room and he's opposite me, I feel like everything's so like off, like I don't know what's going on, or I forgot what he says. I'm pretty sure he appreciated it and he said thank you, but I could not remember, but he answered my question on a letter that says that you win an award last year, and he said no. And then I feel like I just literally hate this, like my life with him is a hell, because every single time I'm with him I just don't know what's going on. And that's the thing about knowing someone from a past life, like you just don't care about the time, or you just feel like the sense of everything around you is off. I believe in past life, so now that I researched on it, now I know what it is like, I feel like why shouldn't I believe in it? So basically he has really huge big eyes with like really long eyelashes, and I started to think like I memorized that. I looked at everyone around me because I go to like different schools and I meet different people, and I always look at the eyelashes and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't have that long eyelashes at my doctor. I was thinking like at one period of time I'm like, my doctor is special. He's really got that really long eyelashes, and he definitely it's just so cool because I don't think I have really large eyes as him, and it's like I don't have long eyelashes. Like even mascara, like I without my glasses on, I could see that it's kind of long. But I saw people eventually, my colleagues that have long eyelashes, like better like than mine, or like just impressive. So I was like thinking like this is really hard for me because I really do like him and I feel everything I keep thinking about him. He appears in my dreams, and I literally thought that like he's gonna go out with me because I keep seeing him beside me, or else I feel like it's him. But then you guys know there's always the sad news that I always have about man is that he didn't even like say yes to my invites to, going out with him, even just for like a drink and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's alright. But I really just done with my life, because like there's a lot of bad things that happen. But I just realized that I really do love him. But another like base drop is that he keeps telling me that he's married with a son. It's just like, I can't do anything about that. But like, I feel like it's an excuse. I feel like he doesn't even want to really be with me just because of that excuse. Like, I mean, other people would probably say like no, or like just a flat out, because I'm desperate and I'm like saying like I need him to tell me that no or something, because he always, when I keep telling him about the same question I'm asking about, he's always like, my wife and my son, which is like a bit off. And then I'm like, okay, then I'll talk to him about it, and I'll keep seeing him. But I'm just thinking like, I just feel like it's very hard for me to not know what it is like to have a crush anymore because of him. He's like standing in the hallway, and my whole brain is like, I've like OCD kind of thing. Like, I would always think about things repeatedly, and he's always there. And I'm like, this is bad. And like how like I would just say random words to myself, or like that's repetitive, and I'm like, there's not a day that I don't really wonder about him. And it's just like, thinking about him and wondering about him is two different things. So I'm like, at least it's a pleasant thing, but I feel so overwhelmed, because I never thought that I would have a crush anymore at all. Because I've been like online and be like telling people that I like them because I feel like I could send something. But the thing is like, I just like don't feel the same. And like online you can tell someone you like that person, and it just doesn't even feel that, because anybody can fake who they are online. But I'm just always being genuine. I'm always being like really true to myself, and I feel like my feelings are what is true. That doesn't mean I am true and I'm genuine, because I probably could be fake also, and fake certain things about myself. But my feelings for people are always genuine. But always, people don't really reciprocate that at all, and they'll always be like, I believe that they liked me, but I'm sorry, no. Just why I like doctors, because I feel like they always care about me. And I know it's probably like very attention seeking, which I mean it is, but I grew up with like a lot of them, and I changed every single one of them because I grew up and because they left me. So it's like really hard to, kind of like not think that doctors are an important presence in my life. But I feel like, yeah, I think he's the only one that I can tolerate, even though he keeps like messing up a bit. And like other doctors that I'm supposed to meet, like, I know one of them already, but it's like I only have one session with him. But the other doctors, like, I hope he's like okay and it's not crazy, because the thing is, when I am alone, as you guys know, I hallucinate, because this doctor told me I have schizophrenia, and I really don't think I have, but apparently I accepted it, and I feel as normal as anybody. And I have ESP, I have extrasensory perception, which means that I can see things that is happening or is about to happen. So the other drama side of the story is that when I thought about him once, it showed me the word cheat, and I didn't hear someone say cheat about him. Beside him is cheat. So basically I thought like, okay, he's cheating on his wife, or he's cheating around. And apparently that last time I saw him, when I walked out of the room, he was on a call, I think, and he was saying to someone that he's gonna see them. I'm like, I felt like so what in the world? Like, I feel so like, rejected, because I was like, if he can go out with someone, why can't I? He's always gonna use an excuse about his wife and his son. My life is just kind of unlucky, but anyway, at this point I still think he's a cool doctor. And as I said, I always have a thing for doctors, because apparently I don't have attention at all. So basically that's what happened. Like, being very frank, at least like doctors can know what's wrong with me, and they like don't run away. Maybe they would run away maybe, but like I feel like not as bad as like people that I know that just completely like abandoned me, which is good and bad, because if they abandon me, they're never gonna come back for real. Like, especially the ones that I'm really close with, which means that person is no longer in my life. So I'm like happy they don't even like, you know, come and disturb me anymore. Like, that chapter is definitely closed. So I feel like it's a blessing and a curse to have that. But yeah, so, and he's definitely like way older than me, I'm sure, and like he has like a lot. He's got a like beard here and here and stuff. And usually I don't even like have a fancy, especially regarding my celebrity crushes. They don't even have like a very like thick mustache or beard like everywhere. And but I know for sure that since I've been on apps, I felt like I did like an Indian guy. I feel like I didn't really like, I just feel like attracted to him because he has that really like big eyes, and his eyes was green, and he had like contact lens. But the reason why I'm done with eating apps is that like I'm just so done because I couldn't get anyone. And the reason why I don't even talk to him anymore, because I kind of deleted him off, because I knew he was like seeing a girl, and I didn't want to be like involved with that. So I ignored him. And I think the funny thing, based on my memory, which could be wrong, but I literally asked him if we could go on. He's like yes, but then I literally I just avoided him because I knew he was seeing someone. So I'm like, yeah. Then I just, but then the funny thing is, here I am liking a husband or someone. I was like, but yeah, he's definitely that person that he's gonna see is suspicious, and I don't really care because the big picture is like maybe he's just most like doesn't want to see me because he doesn't like me. And this is what happens when people gives you like mixed signals, and I already know what the mixed signal is because I saw the word cheat, so it gave away. But it never makes me feel like regretful to like him, because I feel like I can accept that, and I already knew that a long time ago. I felt like I think I will never end up with a guy because it always ends up like this. Like, they always like give me the shit of like having another girl involved, and like that happens. But for me, it's like full stop. I can't really go beyond that. I don't know about any other girl, but still, it's just that I have a really really huge attraction to like really big eyed people. I feel like they are really pretty, even if they're a man. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm just gonna share all of that to you guys, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video.